Gracious Reverend Father, be with us as we enter into your word. Give every one of us understanding and help us to see how late time is and that you want us to be prepared for the second coming of Jesus. We cannot say this enough, Father, but we ask of you to help us to have that conviction and to bless us in that conviction and to prepare us in that blessing. So may every one of us here, Father, receive light from the Holy Spirit, receive help from the Holy Spirit, receive direction as to how to trust and how to live as a result of what you show us through the truth of Jesus Christ, the plan of salvation we pray. Amen. Okay, my dear brethren, we just want to finish the last part of our study here on the future of communism. The last chapter continuing from last week. Now this week in the United States of America was terrible. It was terrible because they had mainstream media, MSNBC, CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, and other top media organisms calling for socialism in America. Literally calling for communism in America. The United States Constitution states a Republican form of government is guaranteed by the Constitution. But they are calling for communism. Communism is mass murder. If you want to call it communism or what? Socialism, it is over. Mass murder. And my dear brethren, we want to give you some shocking things from the Bible, from the spirit of prophecy, and what happened recently with regards to these things to help us to know what the Bible says about these things. So I received a call +1 last night or this morning from Sister Nisa on our latest book. At about 1:30 a.m. went on sale on Amazon. $10 a copy only. Amen. And the name of it is Studies in Political Sodomy. The book is much larger than we first planned, so we have added much more material to it. So it is now over 320 pages. And it is, if you go on Amazon, you will see it selling. What do you say, brother? Yeah. Now what we're going to do is going to work at cost price of buying about 25 copies first for those who want to buy, and the sale will be no more than $80 a copy. $80 a copy. That will take in shipping and cost. So this book will be available to you very soon, and we ask of you to spread it because the information there is going to deal with sodomy all over the world. There are perversions all over the world, exposing it and showing the facts about it all over the world. So this is the latest book, but we have some shocking things coming out for you.
I was saying with somebody name and also paid and out, but it's been accepted on Amazon.
Amen, amen, amen. Well said. So now, first shot. Turn with me to Revelation chapter 17. Oh, yes, the Kindle is also on sale too for $195. The Kindle version. $199. The Kindle version. Okay, if you're buying two, then the Kindle for $99. All will get used. Yes. Now, my dear brethren, what we want to talk about here is of serious import to all of us. It is of serious import to you. It is necessary that you get an understanding in your mind as to what we are talking about here. I am beseeching you to pay careful attention as we go through these important points here. Let's turn to Revelation chapter 17. We will read from verse 1. From verse 1. Let's read. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, and I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon what? Many waters. So we know these 7 angels and these 7 final plagues. The 7th angel comes and tells John, I am going to carry you in detail and show you the judgment of God that falls upon the great whore. Now in the Bible, the great whore is all false religion, headed by the papacy. So Revelation 17 is to show judgment falling on false religion. Do you get that clear? Do you get that clear? Now let's read on. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk from the wine, with wine of the wrath of a fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and what? 10 horns. Stop there. So this scarlet beast is what we're going to look at. The Bible tells us this power is important. It is important because this power attacks God's people, and God can only protect those who are with him from that power, that scarlet beast. Look at it in verse 14. Verse 14. When the scarlet-colored beast interferes with the 10 nations of Europe and the nations of the world, this is what happens. I quote, These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and what? King of kings. And they that are with him are what? Poor. What else? And what else? Did you see that, my dear baby? So this scarlet-colored beast, we're told, is going to make war against the Lamb. Now he doesn't fight the Lamb physically, but in the person of his followers. But those who are with Christ are called, chosen, and what? Faithful. This scarlet-colored beast is called Illuminism, or the Illuminati. Not just only the Illuminati, but the Illuminati is communism. Communism came from the Illuminati. The New World Order came from the Illuminati. The Rothschilds are the ones controlling the Illuminati. This is a secret order, and this secret order is bent on creating a new socialist world order. And in this socialist world order, we are to be slaughtered. Are you listening to me? So you are living in the world today, going about your merry duties, and little do you know, already events are quickly developing, rapidly developing. And are you prepared? That's the question. Some of us are sent to the grave quick enough because the terrible things that we have to face is really terrible. Let's read what this power will do. Now verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her what? Desolate, and how? Naked, and shall what? Eat her flesh, and what? Burn her in fire. So all this is what happens to false religion, the whore. This whore false religion is destroyed by the Illuminati. The Illuminati is made up of a large amount of people that we call the godless rabble. Why do we call them the godless rabble? As we have shown over and over here before, everything godless and immoral is the Illuminati. This is why I describe it this way in Great Controversy 273. She said this, the basis of man, the most abandoned monsters of cruelty and vice, was most highly exalted. That's how she identified it. And recently we have one of those top hosts in one of those television shows in America, calling for Republican senators, wives, and children to be raped and cut off their hands. How could you have a politician and an editor before the public calling for the very same things that were done in Soviet Russia when communism was existing? They're doing this. And Facebook is not telling us that these people are doing evil things. Facebook is leaving them on. YouTube leaving them on. Twitter leaving them on. But if you preach the truth, they say what you say is offensive. Because they are the godless rabble. Is that understood? We are told they are derived from the seventh head, the United States. Now 7 heads, yes. But this chapter of Illuminism, this chapter of communism comes in the United States of America. We are told they are slaves to vice, they are killers. They deny Yahweh, they crucify Christ afresh, they believe liberty is license, and they give supreme homage to Satan. This is what they do. And that is the reason why you need to protect your children. Latest information is they are now saying, now we know they were coming there all the time. First they said it was a crime, pedophile sex was a crime. Then they changed it and said, no, it's not a crime, it's just a mental illness. Now they've changed it, it is no longer mental illness. They are now saying it is a different way of sexual intercourse. And they are advertising it now. Trinidad is like kind of behind, because if somebody is found in pedophile sex, they will be jailed. But in America, they are now legalizing it slowly by making it appear wonderful. First, they started removing the Boundary laws. We always said when you remove the Boundary laws, which stands as a symbol of preserving a nation against moral decadence, then every other evil will flow. Now we have other evils coming. They started off with sodomy. Now they went to sodomite marriages. Then they went to making little boys dress like girls, drag queens and so on. Effeminizing the boys. Now they are saying pedophile sex is right. Just now, it's going to be legalized. I am telling you, this world is coming to an end. And people who like this are the what? The what? The most what? And they are not being highly exalted. So it so happened that Brother Shefflin, next year, wrote a book, No Dress for Timmy. In this book, this little boy wants to dress like a girl. But the other boy in his class shows him, no, you're a boy. Why should you want to dress like a girl? And it so happened that the little boy, when he talked to his father showed him how to speak to the boy who wants to put on a dress. And he preaches to the boy and preaches about accepting Christ. So Brother Shefflin's book was about to be released by July the 15th. And it so happened that they attacked the book and Amazon refused to print it. So the book is no longer available by printing. But they didn't rest there. Antifa jumped into the action. So that communist Antifa began to attack Tuesday as their literature. They are fighting the United States and they are calling it a book spreading anti-trans propaganda and bigotry to children. It would be a shame if this were reported down and mugged with reviews. They didn't want nobody to put a review, although he had more than 200 likes for his book already, and it wasn't even released. So what we had here is that Tuesday is now being attacked by Antifa. You see, they put it on the middle finger. Everything fine for these communists. Everything fine. And so what have they done? They put up the book from Tuesday Sunday Adventists on Great Lakes Antifa. And on this page, I will not even read for you the horrible things they are saying. The most blasphemous, filthy, nasty, dirty things you can think about. Horrible things. Just because the book tells Timmy, don't dress for you, accept Christ. To them, that is an abuse. And it so happened that Amazon followed and Facebook followed. Facebook pulled what he was saying on this page about them. Because they do not want the truth to spread. But these laws were not passed by the Catholic Church, was it? No. They were passed by the Illuminati. And it is the Illuminati calling hate speech and offense, while they are practicing the worst form of hate and vice. Is that understood, my dear brethren? And this is the reason why we want you to be on your P's and Q's, because we want you to know that the end is near, even at the door. This is our first attack in literature. Our other literature is in such a different format, but I don't want to say anything about it so that they get too smart. But what we are letting you see here so far, this is a book that would have done wonders for children. Yes. And spread far on a children's book. And now they are attacking it with all the most filthy, dirty, corrupt statements, most abominable curse words, swear words, nasty words that they can say just for that book. Yes.
If you go on this page, for the No Dress for Timmy page, and you say anything against Antifa or against the sodomites and them, Facebook sending you a message and telling you they're not allowing your review, or they're removing your review from Facebook. You can't say anything against them, but they can put up all kind of curse words, all kind of nastiness, but the moment you speak against them, Facebook moving your review and telling you that you're going against their regulations.
That's the point. So we have come to a modern age of cyber book burning. Whereas the Catholic Church burned books a long time. They are not the ones doing it now. Now it is the Illuminati. It is the New World Order. The same attack against the two witnesses is being waged as the two witnesses is manifested in different literature. Yes, my dear brother.
So I'm trying to understand something. Is it that Facebook, is it that Amazon decided that they're not going to put the book up for sale? Because I hear publishing and then I hear Amazon. So is it that
they're not going to publish it anymore, so they won't sell it. If it's not published, it won't sell it.
So is it that can we just use a different publisher then? Because if it is, we're going through this tradition of the route that we've been going, and they're saying they're not going to publish it, then can we just use a different publisher? Because they have, for instance, they say David Irving is an anti-Semite and all these sort of things, but they have his books up and they don't agree with his views. So can we just publish it a different route and still put it up?
The brother is working on getting a new publisher, okay, and do as much as he can do. When he is successful, whenever what happens, we will know. Is that understood, my dear brethren? So this is just to show you what is going on, right? Next page, next chapter. Yes, my dear.
The last time when I was on Facebook, the totally blocked me. I see all the different people who be doing the blocking out of different things, and when you see pictures of them, and people be pulling out what is it that we doing, and I see one stuff picture, this one do that, this one do that. And then after you see the same process over the atheists and whoever it is. See what it is have to say, and the process just say whatever it is that they have to say, and put it together. And you will see the people who is the exact people who do anything. And people is real start to be bold in Facebook after. And then let's get blocked up and then find something back on Facebook.
Amen. So watch this now. So last week we found two of the major concepts of the scarlet beast is denial of Yahweh and what? Liberty and license. We discussed denial of Yahweh. Now it's time for us to deal with what? Liberty is license. This is the one we're now going to deal with. Next chapter. First of all, for the scarlet colored beast, liberty is what? License. Licentiousness is described as the dissolute, godless rabble in their practices. From the dictionary, licentious, indulging in excessive freedom, given to indulgence of the animal passions. Dissolute. Now from that you have the word license. Liberty is license. License. Excess or abuse of freedom. Licentiousness. Debauchery. Yes, my dear people. So while these people promise you liberty, they themselves are slaves of vice. Let us look at 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 19. 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 19. Verse 19. Is it wrong? So we quote. Now these people here are being referred to in verse 19 are the same Illuminati people in those days. The same mobs of immoral, dissolute people. The same godless rabble of the scarlet colored beast. Here the Bible identifies it. Quote, 2 Peter 2, verse 19. While they promise them what? Liberty, they themselves are the servants of what? Corruption. For of whom a man is overcome, of the same is he brought what? Into bondage. Did you see that, my dear brother? So they are monsters of vice while they promise you liberty. Communists can't give anybody any liberty. A socialist cannot give anybody any liberty. So while they promise you liberty, they themselves are slaves of vice. Is that understood? Let's look at what Jesus said in John chapter 8 and verse 34. Quickly, John 8, 34. Let's see what Jesus said. In John 8, 34, Jesus said this. Quote, Jesus answered them, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committed sin is a what? The servant of sin. That is what Jesus himself said. You see, whoever overcomes, or whatever overcomes that person becomes enslaved. So they are not free. The godless rabble are not free. They are slaves of vice. They are slaves of corruption. That's what they are. You see, my dear brethren, what we need to understand is that the scarlet colored beast, which is a slave of corruption, are the ones behind those anti-conscience legislation that is existing now. The legislation that is existing in Europe and in different parts of the world, where you cannot speak against sodomy, you cannot speak against pedophile behavior, you cannot speak against transgenderism. The one behind it is the scarlet colored beast. You see, the scarlet colored beast also causes countries to make laws against our conscience. Now, listen to this, my dear brethren. Many years ago, Mrs. White identified another power having the same kind of laws that the papacy had, but it is not the papacy that does it. And this is what we want to look at. In Selected Messages, Book 3, page 292, page 392, here is what we are told, I quote, "The so-called Christian world is to be the theater of great and decisive actions. Men in authority will enact laws controlling the conscience after the example of the papacy." So we are actually being told a long time ago that there are certain people that will pass laws just as the papacy got done. But it is not the papacy. The fact that we were told that, and we are seeing it happening now, it means we are coming to the end. Because in this church we always said, the Scarlet Colored Beast passed the legislation that the woman is going to ride upon. Yes. And that's what we are seeing here now. That's what we are seeing going on here. This is showing you how far you've reached in prophecy. The Scarlet Colored Beast is already passing the laws. And the woman is going to ride on the beast, or false religion is going to use those laws against us. That's what's going to happen. You are actually seeing the politics of it working now. We're being warned how late time is. It's happening piece by piece. Wake up and see what's going on. And don't think it's too hard for you to appreciate and understand. Here is what she tells us. Mrs. White literally quotes Revelation 17, 13 and 14. Here is what she said to this. Here is what she said, I quote, "There will be a universal bond of union." Did you hear that? One world government. There will be a universal bond of union. One great harmony. A confederacy of Satan's forces. Thus is manifested the same arbitrary, oppressive power against religious liberty, freedom to worship God according to the dictates of the conscience, as was manifested by the papacy, when in the past it persecuted those who dare refuse to conform with the religious rites and ceremonies of the Romans. So she's identifying that they will pass laws like the papacy. That's what we see going on now. She tells us this. In the warfare to be waged in the last days, there will be united in opposition to God's people all the corrupt powers that have apostatized from allegiance to the law of Jehovah or Yahweh. So all of them will unite as what? Sodomites, politicians, you name it, transgenders, you know, lawyers, doctors, nurses, different professions, all will unite together to actually fight against Yahweh and his people. And that's what's going on right now in the Scarlet Colored Beast. That's why you are being warned about it. Because you are living in the time it is happening. And legislation is coming piece by piece. When you hear the Bobby laws born, you say, what was that? Judges, lawyers, magistrates, all drinking from the stream of the Scarlet Colored Beast. So you're actually seeing it happening now. And we were told a long time ago it would happen. Look at some of the anti-conscious legislation that came from the Scarlet Colored Beast. They are anti-Holocaust laws. You can't say 6 million didn't die in the Holocaust. Listen to me. Stalin killing 47 million. You could dispute the number. Once you start to dispute about Hitler and 6 million, they will jail you for that. That is laws that goes against your what? Conscience. Anti-conscience laws. Then you have hate crime laws. Hate crimes. Nobody could judge hate with laws. If a person cut your car tire because they hate your race, or they cut your car tire as a malicious act because they want to rob you, you don't penalize the hate, you penalize the act.
Yes. Yes.
Is that understood? And by the way, in our new book, we have a whole chapter on hate crimes here, and hate crimes laws. So we have a whole chapter in the book.
Let's give us a quotation from Sister Ryan again, selected motion.
Yes, 392 to 393. Okay? Again, we have laws against offense. They say don't offend this one, don't offend that one, and they stop you from speaking because they figure it might be offense. If you say Muslims are establishing grooming gangs, so they go in a district in Britain, about 10 of them, mark out certain girls, take those girls, carry them to their mosque, say they're converting them to Allah, and even though those girls are so young, they rape them repeatedly. So, if you come and say, Muslims are doing that and that is wrong, guess what they will tell you? Offense. You can't say that. And for that reason, just filming outside a court, people going in for trial, Muslims going in for trial, was enough to make a judge call a man by the name of Tommy Robinson and send him for 13 months in jail with a 5-minute trial where even his lawyer wasn't there. Could you imagine that? And they know they send him in a safe jail. So the Home Office in Britain, being run by a Muslim, sent him to a Muslim jail where 75% of the population is Muslims. So because they know the Muslims want to kill him, they have a fat one on his head. So they actually ship him to a jail where he will be killed in jail. So what did the authorities have to do? Put him in solitary confinement to save his life. 3 months he has been there now. 3 months, enough time for trial. So certain lawyers went to appeal that case where you jail a man without a lawyer after a 5-minute trial, and after for 3 months they prepare for the case, the state just come and say, we're not ready. What is there to get ready? So the one demand to stay even longer there. They just come and say, they are not ready. This is what is going on. But wait.
In solitary.
Sorry?
All this time he spent
In solitary, because if they put him out, the Muslims will kill him. And this is in England, by the way. So, laws against offense. Then you also have anti-incitement laws. That is laws that says, if you say certain things, you will incite hatred. So if you say, the Jews are lying about the Holocaust, anti-incitement laws will tell you, you are inciting, you can jail your mother. This is the kind of legislation these these pass. They also have pro-sodomy laws, which you know about. Laws that justify same-sex marriages. They also have anti-discrimination laws, where if you say, I am not going to send my child to a school that is teaching him to wear women's dresses, they say you're discriminating. And then what do? They either take your children from you or what? Do you know more than 100,000 children? Sorry, I made a mistake. More than 300,000 children were taken from their parents just because the parents were Christian in Britain alone. And then you have anti-conversion laws. Laws that say if you try to convert a sodomite, you're breaking the law. If you try to convert a transgender, you're breaking the law. These are laws that have been passed by the Scarlet Beast. But when false religion take a hold of that law, you can't convert nobody to Christ from another religion. So we see already the scarlet beast getting laws passed. Is that understood, my dear brethren? Is that understood? Let me show you something. Next time. Yes.
That within society we go lie, more lie. Until eventually you lose track of common sense. So if you see a green tree, you say no, that black. And next man pass and say that green tree. You say no, that is black. I say, but you want to be a madman. Like that green tree, and everybody else saying that it's black. But I still say black. And fight break out.
David. Yes, Sister Immaculate.
All about the Bible that they want to, in California, I think, they want to pass laws in the Bible.
That's anti-conversion laws too. That's the same, that's what they are doing here too.
That will be used also.
That is supposed to be in California, but you know these laws are spreading. They have laws like that in Canada now. And of course in Europe, laws like that are coming. So what we have here is the scarlet colored beast, not the papacy, passing those laws. And Mrs. White said they would do it like the papacy of old. Now, Mrs. White also identifies pressure from the top and pressure from below is going to squeeze to create global revolution of the new world order. Here is how Mrs. White presents it. Selected Messages, book 2 this time, page 141. She said, men have confederated to oppose the Lord of hosts. These confederacies will continue until Christ shall, confederacies will continue until Christ shall end his intercession before the mercy seat and shall put on the garments of vengeance. Satanic agencies are in every city, busily organizing into parties those opposed to the law of God, like Antifa. So they are organizing people who are opposed to the law of God. She called them confederacies. And she said it will continue until Christ leaves the second apartment of the heavenly sanctuary. She continues, page 142 again, of the same book. The work of the people of God is to prepare. They said to what? Prepare for the events of the future, which will soon come upon them with blinding force. Do you see what's going to happen? It's going to come upon you with blinding force. The work of God's people is to prepare. She says this, in the world, gigantic monopolies will be formed. Men will bind themselves together in unions that will wrap them in the folds of the enemy. A few men will combine to grasp all the means to be obtained in certain lines of businesses. Trade unions will be formed, and those who refuse to join these unions will be marked men. Now this is not the ordinary trade unions that we know now. These are communist trade unions. The sad thing is about in Trinidad, trade unions are slowly moving towards communist politics. You see them all the time giving the government ratings on television. If you're a trade union, deal with the people, not with governing a country. But now they feel they are government, and they all have socialist ideas. So you find that is coming soon. So we are told that these unions, hear what she says, 143, are you listening to me? Are you awake? Hear what she says. These unions are one of the signs of the last days. Men are binding up in bundles ready to be burned. And then she said in page 142 again, listen to this. The trade unions, not the ordinary ones we know, but political trade unions. She said, the trade unions will be one of the agencies. Are you preparing for what I'm saying now? She said, the trade unions will be one of the agencies that will bring upon this earth a time of trouble such as has not been since the day the world began. Did you see that, my dear brethren? So they are the ones that will bring a time of trouble such as never was. They brought it in Russia. We showed you video footage. How they starved 10 million people to death just for their policies. They rabble with their guns and their weapons. They have bigger guns to deal with those who have no weapons to defend themselves. And they name and kill and rape and murder in the name of social justice and progress. We are told these people are some of the worst. It is pressure from the top, the international bankers, squeezing people in the global revolution, using pressure from what? Below, which is the what? The godless rabble, which they call the proletariat in communism. Listen to this. Listen to this. I am quoting from a book by the name of The Controversy of Zion by Douglas Reed. I want you to hear the quotation I'm giving here from Douglas Reed in this book, The Controversy of Zion. Here is what Douglas Reed tells us. I quote, Disraeli added, he's speaking about a fellow named Disraeli, and he said Disraeli added, the most skillful manipulators of property, that's the international bankers. Pressure from the top. He said, the most skillful manipulators of property ally themselves with communists. Did you see that? The peculiar and chosen people touch the hands of all the scum and low caste of Europe. This, he said, was because they wished to destroy Christianity. Do you see what is the target? Christianity. So usually people think when they see communists protesting and all these sort of things and say, oh, we're against the 1%. Usually it's the 1% controlling them. You remember Bella Dunn, the communist in New York? In the days of Joseph Stalin? Whenever the communists in New York want to know what is the next policy to do, they would call Joseph Stalin in Russia, and Joseph Stalin will tell them, look, check certain people in such penthouse. And when they call his wealthy people, they call him. So you're protesting against the wealthy, where the wealthy controlling the communists. Pressure from on top and pressure from where? Below. Mr. Vice says the monopolists and the workers. And that squeeze will create a time of trouble such as was not since the world began.
Now I want to question concerning what we learned about the French Revolution, the type of things that they didn't have to press, price of bread was really high, and you have to see like the monarch was really spending all his money, people didn't have money. Those things are true.
Yes, but it was, remember, it was not the monarch that was behind the French Revolution, but the Jewish international bankers that were behind the French Revolution people. They hired Adam Weishaupt, and it's he, with the Jewish bankers, the wealthy bankers, that was behind the French Revolution. So the French Revolution was not an uprising of poor people, but the poor people were used by the wealthy, and the squeeze created revolution. Listen from the book Far and Wide by Douglas Reed. Far and Wide, page 8. Hear what he said. Theodore Herzl openly described the method. Now Theodore Herzl was the one who was responsible for pushing Zionism to start the state of Israel in the 1890s. So here is the power of our purse, the terrible power of the revolutionary proletariat. That is the method. So So he said, I quote again, Theodore Herzl openly described the method, the power of our purse, the terrible power of the revolutionary proletariat. So what do we see here? The wealthy people plus the what? The godless rabble, when they put the squeeze, what comes out?
Revolution.
Global revolution or the what? New world order. So don't be fooled. Why do you think you protesting against the 1% if it's the 1% making you do that? Is that understood? So watch out for those trade unions.
That is the 1% that the capitalists.
That's right, 1% they call the capitalists. Definitely.
What is the reason they came in to destroy Christianity? What is the deceptive strategy they have? Why they want to destroy the Christian? What will the Christian do in respect to that?
She wants to know why they want to destroy Christianity. It is Jewish rebellion against Christ that continued in many different movements. And the same way they try to destroy Christ, it is a rebellion that has now gone global and secular to destroy Christ. That's why they aim to destroy Christianity. So they will destroy anything called Christianity. That's what the Bible talks about. Okay? Next shot. And of course, Christianity is the only one stopping them from getting to the new law. Watch this. Real liberty is found in the Bible only in the law of liberty. That's where real liberty is found. If we look at Psalms 119, 44 and 45. Psalms 119, 44 and 45. Let's read. Notice what we are told. So shall I keep thy law. How? Come on. So shall I keep thy law continually. Now if you keep the law continually, what is that? For all times. That's right. You're keeping the law continually. That's all the time. That's all times and freedoms. Now watch this. It says this. So shall I keep thy law continually and how? Forever and ever. That's all times and freedoms. Why? And I will walk at liberty, for I seek thy precepts. Did you see that? So, real liberty is what? Sin-free obedience to the what? Law of God. That's right. But we need to investigate that. Real liberty is sin-free obedience to the law of God, while false liberty is unrestrained indulgence of errors and passions. Do you see that, my dear brother? Do you see that? James 1:25. James 1:25. Is it wrong? Watch what you read here in verse 25. Right? James 1:25. Watch what you read here. But whoso looketh into the what? Notice what you call the law? The law of what? Liberty. Why? It says, but whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and what? He being not a what? Forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man is what? Blessed. But they didn't just tell you to look in the law of liberty. They tell you to what? Continue therein. So if you continue in the law of liberty That is all times what? That's right. And this is what the Bible is telling you here. So that's why the law is called the law of liberty. Because when you obey the law, since sin is transgression of the law, Christ said, if the Son of Man shall make you free, you shall be what? Free. But he that committed sin is a slave of what? Sin. So if the Son of Man shall make you free, you shall be what? Free. And you shall know the truth, which is the faith of Christ. And the truth shall what? Make you free. Did you see that? So what Jesus is telling us here is that real liberty is absence of transgression of the law of God, which is sin, but being made to obey the law of God. So true liberty or real liberty is you're free from sin, so you have liberty. Obedience to the law of God. Did you see that?
Yes.
And that is why here is what Mrs. White says in Great Controversy, page 285. Listen to what she said. She said, the fatal error. Are you listening now? The fatal error which wrought such woe for the inhabitants of France was the ignoring of this one great truth. That true freedom lies within the prescription of the law of God. Amen. And France learned that there will be no French Revolution. Yes. Amen, brethren? Amen. This is what we are being told. Did you see that? Did you see that? Now, let's go a little forward. Psalms 190. Next chapter. Psalms 1197. 95. Psalms 119. 95 to 100. Psalms 119, 95 to 100. In your Bible, the Lord is described as a giver of light to the understanding. That's how the Bible speaks about the law. You want to know what sin is? The law tells you what sin is. So the law gives you light as to what sin is. So the Bible presents the law as a giver of light. Let's look at this. In Psalms 119, from 95 to 100, let's see what we are told. Good things about the law. The wicked have walked and waited, for me to destroy me. But I will consider thy what? Testimony, which is the law. I have seen an end of all perfection, but thy commandment is exceeding broad. So it compasses everything. Oh, how I love thy law. It is my meditation all the day. Thou through thy commandments have made me what? Wiser than mine enemies, for they are ever with me. I have more what? Than all my what? Teachers. For thy testimonies are my what? And then verse 100 tells us, how sweet are thy words unto my taste. So, my mistake. I understand more than the ancients, because I keep thy what? Precepts. Did you see that, my dear friends? This clearly tells us that the law of God gives us light. Light in regards to what is sin and what is what? Righteousness. But that's not all. Go to 142. 142.
142 verse.
Yeah, verse 142. Verse 142. Thy righteousness is what? and everlasting righteousness. But what? And thy law is? And thy law is the truth. Did you see that? Error deceives, but truth frees. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall what? Make you free. The law is the truth. Therefore, the law is the law that gives you freedom. Did you see that? Let's go on again. 151. Verse 151. Thou art near, O Yahweh, and all thy commandments are truth. Did you see that again? Now go back to 105. 105, verse 105. The word here means the same law, right? What does it tell us? Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a what? Light unto my path. Did you see what the Bible tells us about the law of God? But the Bible tells us also that the law of God is eternal like God, because it is a transcript of his eternal nature. So the law is only eternal because it is a transcript of his eternal nature. Psalms 111, 111, Psalms 111, 7 and 8. Psalms 111, 7 and 8. The works of his hands are truth and judgment. All his commandments are sure. They stand fast how? Forever and ever, and are done what? In truth and uprightness. So we see again, the law is forever. But the law is only forever or eternal because it is a transcript of God's nature. The explanation of God's nature, the transcript of God's nature is eternal because it always speaks about his nature, which is eternal. Proof of the eternalness of God in Deuteronomy 33, 27. Deuteronomy 33, 27. Let's find it. Again, Deuteronomy 33, 27 tells us, the eternal God is thy what? Refuge. I'm going to tell you after that. So notice the eternal God. So the law is eternal because God is what? Eternal. Therefore it is not God describing the law, but the law describing the nature of God. Amen, brethren? But then let's go now a little further in this law. You have how much commandments? 10 commandments. Let us look a little closer at the Sabbath. Let us see the light the Sabbath has given us. What light does the Sabbath give us? Let's look at Ezekiel 20:20. First of all, Ezekiel 20:20. So we are looking at an eternal law. And the eternal law is giving us light. What is one of the light? The Sabbath of the 10 commandments is given us. Ezekiel 20:20. We are told, and hallow my Sabbaths, and they shall be a sign between me and you, that you may know that I am what? Yahweh, your God. So the Sabbath tells us that Yahweh is God. Amen? That is the light of the Sabbath. The Sabbath has always been saying that. It hasn't said anything else. That's why you can't change that which is eternal. Because if you change the Sabbath, then you're no longer saying Yahweh is your God. So the light the Sabbath is giving is saying that Yahweh is God. Now look at verse 12. Same chapter, verse 12. Observe. Moreover, also, I gave them my Sabbaths to be a sign between me and them, that they might know that I am your Yahweh, that what? Sanctify them. So again here we have the law, especially the Sabbath, tells us that Yahweh is the sanctifier. Now to sanctify is to make holy and maintain the holiness. Is that understood? But to make holy is to recreate. So the Sabbath day is in fact showing that God is the creator or the sanctifier. The one who makes you holy and who maintains the holiness. That's what the Sabbath is showing. That's the light that the Sabbath is giving. That's why you cannot remove the Sabbath. But especially when you go to the seventh day Sabbath command, Exodus 20, 8 to 11. It shows us that the seventh day Sabbath is a stamp seed. Hear me now. There are two types of seal. In the Bible, a settling seal and a stamp seal. Okay? When you're sealed by the Holy Spirit until the day of the redemption, that's a stamp seal. Alright? Okay, let's look at it. Let's look at it. We read. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yahweh made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yahweh what? Blessed the Sabbath day and what? Right, so we see three major things coming out of that Sabbath command. You see, the seventh day Sabbath is a stamp seal. It gives us the name of the sovereign. His name is what? Yahweh, thy God. It tells us his authority to rule. He is the one, creator of everything. And it tells us what is his dominion. Everything created. Did you see that? Therefore, the Sabbath is a stamp what? Seal. The stamp seal of Yahweh. Do you get that clear, my dear people? Do you get that clear? Turn to Hebrews 4. Hebrews 4. And we will look at verse 3, verse 4, verse 6, and verse 9 to 11. Is it wrong? Now please be aware, the word Sabbatismos is right there in the Bible. And the word Sabbatismos clearly tells us a lot about the seventh day Sabbath. It means Sabbatismos, Sabbath keeping. Now let's read what we are told about the Sabbath in Hebrews chapter 4. Notice this. Anytime you become a rebel, a godless rabble, unbelief have been placed in your mind. You want to remove unbelief? The Sabbath does it. No. That's what the Bible tells us. You want to remove unbelief? The Sabbath does it. It is unbelief that creates the godless rabble. So if you want to remove the godless rabble, push the Sabbath. That's why all those laws you're making really will turn against the Sabbath. That's where it's going. But watch this. Let's read from verse 3. For we which have believed do enter into rest. As he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works were finished from the what? Foundation of the world. Pointing way back to Genesis. It goes on. Verse 4. For he spake in a certain place of the seventh day on this wise. And God did what? Rest the seventh day from what? All his work. So the Bible clearly tells you seventh day. The word is important. God rested the what? Seventh day from all his work. It didn't say first day of the week. This is the reason why those who claim to following God and keeping the first day of the week, they're not following God. Because the Bible says seventh day. Is that understood? Yes. But watch. Let's read on. Verse 6. Seeing therefore it remaineth that some must enter therein, and they to whom it was first preached entered not in because of what? So what makes a person reject the Sabbath? Unbelief. Therefore becoming a godless rival. This is the reason why unbelief is rejection of spiritual things. So somebody say, what is unbelief? Rejection of spiritual things. If you reject spiritual things, you're unbeliever. But the Bible tells us, those who reject the Sabbath becomes unbelievers. So when you look at unbelievers all around the world, you can trace their history or their parents' history way back to rejecting the what? Seventh day Sabbath. But wait, let's look at 9 to 11. There remaineth therefore a Sabbath keeping, Sabbatismos, to the people of God. For he that entered into his rest, he also had ceased from his own works, as God did from his. Now some evangelicals come, so that's ceasing from spiritual works. Did God have to cease from spiritual works of sin? No. Did God cease from physical works of creating? Yes. So in other words, you must cease from what? Your works, as God did from what? His works. So you must cease from physical works too, like God did from his. Not from works of sin. Because God didn't cease from what? Works of sin. So this is not telling you, just get a spiritual rest by ceasing from sin. This is telling you, you must cease from your physical works as God did from his. Yes. Yes. Someone said God didn't need to rest. The rest that God did is not from tiredness. The Bible says he rested and was refreshed. That is that there in the Hebrew means a rest of enjoyment. You come home, you're not tired. You meet your family. And you all start to sit down and relax and rejoice about something that you all have done. You're not resting because you're tired. That is a rest of rejoicing, looking at what you have achieved. That is the kind of rest the Bible speaks about. Because the Bible says, Christ says, my Father worketh hitherto I work. So the point about it is not a rest from tiredness. Then somebody come and say, well, God didn't need to rest. They don't understand the rest of the Sabbath. When you keep the Sabbath, it's not because you're tired. That's not how they keep the Sabbath. We are resting from our physical work. We cease from those works, rejoicing in the truth. So that's how God did. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay? Brother. Yes, go ahead.
That's on Sabbath, everyone. On the topic of Sabbath, the Sabbath stamps which burn but nice. Executing all this stuff. I just saw the Holy Spirit, of course, in verses 6. Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 6 says, seeing therefore it remaineth that some must enter therein, and they to whom it was first preached entered not in because of unbelief. And verses 9. They remained therefore the Sabbatismos to the people of God. I just have a question, maybe if it is correct. Is it correct to say that people that with the unbelief, it is correct to say people with the unbelief, they are Sabbatismos less?
Of course. They're Sabbatismos less, they're Sabbath keeping less. Amen? You're correct to say that. But let me just explain something here, since I saw Sister Shaki was asking what. Let's look at something here again. Notice what we read here in verse 10. For he that has entered into his rest, he also has ceased from his own works as God did from his. Now any person ceasing from works of sin, then it will mean God himself ceased from what? Works of sin. But you must cease from works as God did from his. And all God sees from us from what? Physical works. You must also therefore cease from what? Physical works as God did from his. But here's the point. Go ahead.
You know what I'm thinking about? If this thing that is ceasing from sin, right? But if you question them, what if man is capable of ceasing from sin, they go in and say no. So their logic is utter foolishness, because they say we can't stop sinning, and yet still look at talking about ceasing from sin.
Amen. That's a so let's continue. Okay. I am thinking that if you have to rest as a result of tiredness on the Sabbath, you will not be able to even reflect on Yahweh because you are too tired to do so. Then what is the Sabbath teaching you? To sleep? Of course not. This is correct.
So what if somebody very tired from all the labor during the week and they stay home on the Sabbath to rest and sleep? You do a little study through text and things, but you stay home from church because you're already bodily tired and you want to stay home and rest and sleep. Like
if at least you're tired, you can prove you know. You say, Yahweh, I am tired, but I am doing it for your sake. I'm going to fellowship with the brethren. Amen. As long as I can. Seems if I have to take a 10-minute nap downstairs, I'll do it. But I deny myself here. When I'm sitting down in the car, I'll sleep all that I need. And when I reach home, I'll sleep all that I need. Amen? Now let's continue to read. Let us, verse 11, let us labor therefore to enter into what? That rest. Why?
Let any man fall after the same example.
That's right. You got it. So the point is, the seventh day Sabbath is meant to keep us from what? Unbelief. Did you see that? So when you see a godless rabble with their unbelief, they need the seventh day Sabbath. Is that understood? Now let's go a little further. The law is given to us by grace. You didn't hear that word? The law is given to us by grace. So those who think grace doesn't live with the law, no. Grace gives you the law. Amen. Look at Psalms 119, verse 29.
International backers, they are the godless rebels.
Yes.
But they have the Sabbath.
They don't. If somebody is to say the godless Jews on the Sabbath, you must remember what Shana and them don't keep any Sabbath.
They go up to the Lord Sabbath.
And then they don't worship Yahweh. They worship Ensof. Ensof is a serpent. We know who that is. Year of your father there. And the lust of your father you will. He was a murderer from there. they do? Lie and murder. Amen, brethren? Now Psalms 119:29.
Since the devil, he reject Yahweh and he sin against Yahweh, obviously he will reject the seal of Yahweh that show Yahweh to be God alone. So the act of rejecting the seal of the Yahweh that shows that he's God alone is a mindset of Satan himself. So anybody who rejects the Sabbath follows Lucifer's doctrine. Because that is Lucifer's mindset.
Amen.
It means a day that exalts itself in place of the Sabbath. To take the place of the Sabbath comes from the mind of Lucifer. But we are against the very seal of God that you want to be going on.
Amen. Amen. So Psalms 119 verse 29. Tell the evangelicals, put that in your plate and eat it. Remove from me the way of and grant me thy law how? Graciously.
That's a stop line.
You didn't see that one? Grant me thy law graciously. So it is grace that gives us the law of God. So when we are saved by grace, we are not saved in transgression. Grace makes us keep the law of God. Amen? Amen. Remember, it is by grace he has saved through what? Faith. So it is of grace that it might be by faith. So God gave it by his grace, God gives you faith, and through faith you keep the law. Romans chapter 3. 30 and 31. Romans chapter 3, 30 and 31. We read verse 30 and 31. Pay attention. Follow these scriptures. Seeing it is one God which shall justify the circumcision out of faith and the uncircumcision through the faith, do we then make void the law through the faith?
Yes.
God what? Forbid. Yea, we what? Establish the law. So in other words, when God gives us his law by grace, it is through faith. So when we have faith, we keep the law. What do you say, brother? Notice this, all this is the experience of liberty within the prescribes of the law of God. Let's look back at James again in chapter 1 and then chapter 2. James chapter 1 and then chapter 2. Let's look back at verse 25 of chapter 1. We read, but whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and what? Continuing hearing, he being not a what? Forgetful hearer, but a doer of the word, this man shall be blessed in his deed. So you're supposed to do the law of liberty. Look at verse 12 of chapter 2. So speak ye, and so do, as they that shall be what? Judged by the law of liberty. Did you just see that? So this is the reason why I love to understand that when you're doing the law, you're actually in the experience of liberty. Is that understood? Yeah. Contrary to the godless rabble that is calling indulgence liberty. But for you who knows the truth, obedience to the law of God is within the ambit of liberty. Is that understood, my dear brethren? Huh? Yes, go ahead.
If we just take a look at how the Apostle Paul ends the book of Ephesians,
yes,
the very last verse, and
talk of the order, right?
And you're looking at how the Apostle Paul ends the book of Ephesians, verse 24 in chapter 6. Right? It says here, grace be with all them that love our Lord Jesus Christ in sincerity. Amen. And then John 14, 15. Notice what he says, that grace be with all them that love our Lord Jesus Christ in sincerity. And then in John 14:15, Jesus interpreted that. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. Amen. It is those people who keeping the commandments of God, God's grace is with them.
Amen, amen.
Amen, amen.
The rest is graceless.
Amen.
Amen. In the Bible, there are extra rights. In the Bible, for the new kingdom of God, there are extra rights. But those extra rights only are given to those who are obedient to God's word, commandment. Revelation 22:14. What does it say? Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have what? Right to the tree of life and what? You see, right to the tree of life is the right to life. Right into the holy city is the right to what? Private property. Doing his commandments is the right to serve God. So when you fulfill those rights of serving God, you have right to life and you have right to what? Private property. Because everybody is going to have your own apartment in the holy city. Remember, in God's holy city, it is two properties you own. A rural country house and a city apartment. So to have right to the tree of life and also to the holy city, you must keep God's word, commandments. Is that understood, my dear brethren? Clearly showing us, next chart, clearly showing us the need to walk in obedience to God's commandments. So now let us read some points about freedom. Let's read some points about freedom. Here is slavery explained. And we need to get this philosophy in your mind. Because this is what will have stopped the French Revolution. And those who are seeking for revolution now, they want to stop it, learn these truths. Let's look at what slavery is. He who chooses under the influence of deception does not really know. Did you just see that? He who what? Chooses under the influence of what? Deception does not really know. Therefore does not exercise free choice. He is not free, but is a slave to error. Remember that truth. Remember that truth. So none of them are free. Amen, brethren? Amen? Let us look at the work of error to deceive and to rob you of freedom a little more. Next slide. This is very important. So now let us look at the work of error. Explain. See how long this is? And the next one even longer. The work of error explained. Watch this. Error deceives us when it makes us think that what it offers to us is good for us and is beneficent for our success. Did you just see that? Let me repeat again. Error deceives us when it makes us think that what it offers to us is good for us and is beneficent for our what? Success. Furthermore, when error deceives us, it enslaves us because we are fooled to choose the way of error as the only way of success, as we have been blinded to take. Repeating it again. Furthermore, when error deceives us, it enslaves us because we are fooled to choose the way of error as the only way of success, as we have been blinded to think. While error, watch this, this is inspired statement. While error cannot show us the truth of the truth, nor the error of the truth, or the error of its error, the truth shows us its truthfulness and the error of the error. Did you see that? That's the word of error. Let's look at the use of force. The use of force. Yeah.
Just a question, right? Can a person who knows the truth, experience the truth, right? A person who knows the truth and have experienced the truth. Let us say, for a time the person not abide and they have pride and they just don't want to humble themselves and deal with themselves. And then can a person knowingly be in error, in a deception, and he know what is the truth, he know what has to be done, but just choose to remain in error and be knowingly deceived?
Only under the conviction of the Holy Spirit when he's entered into the wrong. The Holy Spirit brings the truth to you and show you what you're doing to be wrong. It's up to you what you want. But the mind always alternates between the truth and the error, the truth and the error. And when the person finally do the wrong, it's because they push the truth out of the mind and accept the error. But we want to look at it another way. We want to look at it with force. Next chart. Let's look at it with force. And this is the reason why the devil uses force upon people who already know the truth and are undeceived. This is the reason why the devil uses force. Let's look at the use of force. Watch this. Pay attention. The use of force or threats to engage the cooperation of one who is already enlightened about the matter is to impose a new deception, but one regarding the preservation of one's life against divine purpose. Let me repeat. Let me repeat. That's right. You see, force is a new error, a new deception. But a new deception that people already know. You already know. So use force. By using force, they try to impose a new deception. Watch. The use of force or threats to engage the cooperation of one who is already enlightened about the matter is to impose a new deception. But one regarding the preservation of one's life against divine purpose. He who thus cooperates has yielded to the deception and is therefore what? Not free. You see, you have to understand, if God wants you to die, error comes and tells you you could live if you cooperate with the error. But God says, time for you to be a martyr. 1 minute after your death, you have no more purpose on this earth. Just give a testimony by your death. That's what God says. Like with Peter, like with Paul. But you know, the deception comes and says, let's make you live longer. Cooperate, or you will die. What they have done is introduce a new deception. One regarding preserving your life against God's purpose. So if you accept that deception, if you yield to the force, you accept that deception, Therefore, by accepting that deception, you are now deceived, and therefore you're no longer free. Look at the deception of the mind. I'm going to preserve my life. But God said, I don't want you to live. So now this clearly shows us that the use of force is a new one. A new one? Use to people who have already been born. If you yield it, you're deceived. Yes.
Then therefore the statement that Christ made when he showed that whosoever shall lose his life, the same shall save it. But whosoever shall save his life, the same shall lose it. Is it this principle that Christ was showing behind it?
Exactly. Life being an experience of love. Right? Yeah.
When I'm looking at this new deception here, this is what all people have to be tested with.
Yes.
Under the sun, you know?
Yes, of course. This new deception. Are you willing to die for him? You see, once God says to die, it means he doesn't want you to live a moment after, when you face the death. But if you want to live a moment after, you're outside of what God wants you. You're outside of his divine purpose. And being outside of his divine purpose, you're following some threat that tells you you don't have to die and cooperate. That's right. Exactly. Now let's look at the next one. Let's look at what is called freedom. What is called freedom? Yes.
Just thinking, right? So much got to soul. Is it that like what Sister White meant when she said there will be times when angels in the form of men will deliver the saints?
Yeah.
Meaning at that time God ready for them to die as
God didn't want to
deliver them.
That's it. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see what freedom is. Listen carefully. When one sees the beauty and evident success and well-being of a position, behavior, or commitment, and for this cause chooses to follow or obey in experiential reality. This is what is called freedom, or the experience of freedom, because it is truth. Let me repeat again. It is the truth that shows you the beauty, the evident success, and the well-being of a position that you're supposed to occupy, a behavior you're supposed to have, or commitment you're supposed to make. And for this reason, because of its beauty, its evident success, its well-being, you choose to follow or obey in your experience. Experiential reality, not fake obedience. But you choose to obey in experiential reality. This is what is called freedom, or the experience of freedom, because it is truth. Did you get that, my dear brother? Did you get that? Let's look at two more. Two more. Let's look at why the law is called the law, why the law of God is called the law of liberty. Let's see why the law of God is called the law of liberty. Why the law of God is called the law of what? Liberty. Because faith is the revealed truth of the plan of salvation. Watch this. Pay attention. Because faith is the revealed truth of the plan of salvation, and its perspective destroys error, thus removing deception, and because that same faith advocates the keeping of the commandments of God, then it can be seen that the faith of Jesus Christ gives freedom to the mind.
Amen.
And since it, the faith, also motivates us to keep the law of God, then we are at liberty to keep the law of God, which is thus the law of liberty. Faith makes us free. It makes our obedience freedom. Thus the law that is obeyed is designated what? The law of liberty. Amen, brethren? And let's look at God's society of freedom for the last part of this one. Then we'll finish off. Watch this. Looking at God's society of freedom. Watch. Error is what? Error is what? Oppression. But the truth that gives us freedom is the faith of the Son of God, which causes us to keep the law of God as the boundary of liberty. If you go outside the law, you're not free. Let me repeat that again. Error is oppression. But the truth that gives us freedom is the faith of the Son of God, which causes us to keep the law of God as the boundary of liberty. Since the law of God governs the kingdom of God, the kingdom of God is therefore the society of what? Freedom. Lovers of liberty are lovers of the what? Commandments of God. Amen. Remember these great truths? These truths destroy the French Revolution and every communist revolution. Next chart. Let me finish. And then we'll finish. No choice. So true liberty is therefore what? Again, true liberty is what? Amen. Amen. Next chart. Turn with me to Psalms 2. Psalms 2. Psalms 2. Yes.
How was it that when somebody do something to them or somebody they already turn around to do what they don't trust some form of justice?
What the godless Bible do is not genuine. When they want freedom, it's not genuine. When they want everybody have a right to protest, it's not genuine. So when you protest, they're attacking you. The godless Bible are liars and deceivers. So do not even believe what they say is genuine. They'll do anything to protect themselves. In America, they always suddenly admit the truth, but when they admit the truth, they do the opposite. So they do not trust them. Now your Bible identifies when the Illuminati comes, it is to attack the natural social binding cords that bind people to God. People are bounded to God without even being converted. There are certain things that happen to you that will cause you to even look to God. These cords, we are told, will be attacked by Illuminism way back in Psalms. Let's look at Psalm chapter 2, 1 to 3. We read, "Why do the heathen rage And the people or nations imagine a vain thing. The kings of the earth set themselves together, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, that is Jesus, saying, let us break their bands. That word is cords. Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their what? Cords from us. This is the conspiracy. These social binding cords the Illuminati is seeking to destroy are creationism. If we were all created by God, then they have to follow our what? Creator. But they attack that with evolutionism. They come from monkey. They have no purpose. Survival of the fittest. That's one of the cords they break. One of the cords is gender. There is only one. Male or female. Not a third one. So if a person comes and says, he is transgender, what is that? There's only 2 genders. Now you can have 54 genders in the world today. And when you have toilets, it's either the male or female one they use. So that shows one, they are talking about gender. If a little boy wears a dress and says he's a girl, or there's some big man, he was a big man with children, and then he gave him a 6-year-old Chinese girl. A 6-year-old Chinese girl, because of how we dress up. You and I are not going to reinforce those delusions in your mind. What do you say? Because gender and gender deception, those gender, those transgender. So that is one of the causes they attack. They attack the family. A man shall leave his father and his and cling to his, and they two shall be. So a male and a female together, and a child is sown. But they have family as a man and a man, a woman and a woman, or 3 men and three men and 1 child, or 5 women. Attacking the family is destroying one of the cords that unite us together. Marriage. In the Bible, marriage is between a male and a female. But they have marriage between male and a male, female and a female, male and a dog, female and a cat, a man and a lamppost, a man and the soil, people and the sea, a woman and a bridge. Right? Loreta's bridge. What do they could call that? That also is attacking marriage. Also sex. First God is concerned between male and female. Consenting marriage adults. I didn't just say married adults. I said what? Consenting married adults. But they tell us sex is between male and male, female and female, male and dog, man and little child, woman and little boy, and all kinds of sick things that we don't want to put in the mind on the family. That is another way to attack the social goals. Finally, next up. The Bible tells us that at the time when Tuesday, Seventh-day Adventists existed, right down to the end, a huge hand of God is going to be seen in the sky opening the 10 Commandments as a judgment to all. You see, what people need to understand is that the 10 Commandments were seen as the rule of life among Sinai. But it doesn't end there. The 10 Commandments need to be seen again physically in the sky. Let's just find this out. First of all, Psalms 119, 172 as the foundational text. Psalms 119, 172. My tongue shall what? Speak of thy word. Have you found it? My tongue shall what? Speak of thy word, for all thy commandments are righteousness. Get that right? So what is righteousness? Now go to Psalms 50, verse 6. Psalm 50, verse 6. So when Tuesday is gathered by the judgment, then something is seen in the sky. The verse before says, gather my saints together unto me, those that have cut my covenant, that's the Greek text, the Hebrew text of me, those that have cut my covenant with me by sacrifice. Tuesday. Now, what happens after that? So after the saints are gathered in the judgment, what happens? Next verse, verse 6. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness. So, and what does the word below mean? Take note. Take note. See that means what? Take note. Did you see that? And who are going to be judged? Babylon and her daughters, and the godless socialist Illuminati rabble. Amen, brethren? They're going to be judged by God. And that's what we have been told. Is that understood? Let us see how the Bible says all of them will be destroyed. All. Both the Babylon and the daughters and the godless socialist rabble. Now we know Babylon and the daughters will be attacked by the Illuminati and will have a violent overthrow. And then Illuminism will collapse on itself or self-destroy itself. And as it is destroyed itself, Jesus Christ will be seen coming in power and in heaven. Okay? And that will be at the time the 7 last plagues are finishing. Is that understood, my dear brethren? So all the godless rabble are going to collapse on themselves, killing one another, as Christ is seen coming in heaven. Where every man lift up his hand against his brother, and their eyes consume away in their own. Is that understood, my dear brethren? So remember this one thing. This big law is going to be seen in the sky, with the hand of God opening it. And that time, the godless rabble are murdering the false Christians and starting to slaughter their own self. And suddenly they are all stopped as they see this giant law open before them. And God says, neither you the papacy, neither you the Illuminati is the judge. I am the judge. This is my law. And then his brightness as he comes slays the wicked. Is that understood, my dear? That is the end of communism and all the isms as we are taken to be with God. What do you say? Amen? So remember, this is Babylon and all her daughters, and this is the scarlet colored beast. Both is going to see the law of God showing them that God is the judge. That is the reason why when wicked men today say they are judging you and attacking you and your teaching, just let them know the heavens will declare his righteousness. For God is what? Judge. And tell them what? Take note. Is that understood? We are going to take note about that and tell it to them. And this, my dear brothers, is the end, the final chapter of communism. Today, they are passing laws, taking away your rights and freedom. The woman is then going to sit on the beast, ride on communism, meaning have communism. Or she is going to use their socialist laws to to force us to accept the mark of the beast. And then the structured God. We are reaching that. God has already shown us that the beast is already here. Look, they're already passing the socialist laws. We show you a whole set. It's just a matter of time now before the woman sits on it and enforce communism.
That's it.
This is how late we are. But what you have seen, yes my dear, they are now starting to. They now just remove the buffaloes. Yeah, that's what they're starting to do. But it's coming. It could be whatever administration, because the whole world will be caught up in general ruin. Yes, the papacy will use those same laws to pass a global Sunday law. But it will start in America. It will spread to the world. But we have to tell them, God is judged indeed by his law. All the apostate powers against the law of God will be judged by God. Let you and I therefore keep his law. Amen, brethren? You see what we have done here in this study? We have shown you every detail. Even though some of you were not able to pay good attention. Some of you lost track. Some of you were not able to endure. But all these studies will be put up on the internet. So this is the reason why you need to understand it. We show you in detail all these things. We show you that in detail, that you can't say you didn't know. You have churches showing you different things. You have the Adventist church showing you different things. We are not making joke here. We are serious. We are getting to the real facts and showing you it as it is. We show it to you. We give you the evidence from scripture, from the spirit of prophecy. We don't even have to use the spirit of prophecy. But for those who want to say, well, you're not using this is right, we use it too. Amen. But we have all the evidence we give it to you. We show you what is happening. Amen. We give you the right terms to use. So put it this way, you have a lot to think about. You have a lot to think about. You have a lot to keep in your mind. You have a lot to learn when you think. And make sure you're prepared. There is no excuse. And if you think it is too hard for you, if you think it is too hard for you, let us always tell you this. Some things are hard and some things are easy. But nevertheless, all can be done. What do you say? Amen? It's easy for me to wipe my face here. But it's harder to press this in full proper order. Easy to ramp it up by wiping. But all can be done. So if it is still hard for you to learn, start like me from scratch. Start from one little piece. And as you start from one little piece and you go on and on and on, you'll eventually end up learning all. What do you say? The only difference between me and you is that you're a little faster than I am. Because this is the time. What do you say? What it took me years to learn, you're learning in a few days. A week or two, what do you say? And thank God for that. And put your mind in, what do you say? And may God bless all of you. As you learn these truths and prepare for the end. So that you prepare for a big pocket.
For the past weeks, I want to talk about the conviction. For the past weeks, I've been here. Holy Spirit telling me free from wrong. When I'm walking through the street, everywhere is present convicting me. It just really show me that time is really late. And I thank God as I'm in this. And I wanted to show, I want people to know here that we need to really work hard outside. Because the urgency I get in, I don't know about anybody else to go out. But it's hard because I'm in a family. Because my family is 2 and a half, but I'm a son. And I'm really, the most
discipline there, everything will be cool. It will always start that way. So probably soon enough you'll be telling me how wonderful it is. And they don't have that trouble anymore. So it starts that way. After the discipline, you must remember, in us a certain, let me tell you this, we talk about sanctification, which the sister was showing you all this morning. Talk about sanctification. Every one of us, based upon things in our family history, and things we face in our family history, need certain measure of discipline, certain type of discipline. When you are in this situation and you have to complain, you must remember that is the same situation that will give you the discipline. If you learn to face it with the right spirit, eventually you will conquer and it will no longer be a problem for you. It's going to become easy for you. Some of us who have it easy, remember it wasn't easy for us all the time. We had to fight tooth and nail. And I had to fight against literally dying. I had to fight and be brave. I was a timid, quiet, no hidden person and this kind of thing. I had to face Muslims attacking me to kill me, preaching the truth. Literally face death. Literally face all kind of trouble. Literally face attack from evil. After you get your discipline, you go on to higher things. What do you say? And your focus is not trifle little things, but big things. Things of a universal perspective. What do you say? But today when you hear his voice, what you're not to do? That's right. And prepare for what is coming. Amen? We have a church where we will help. This is the reason why I spoke this morning and say, if you're starting a church away, make sure you don't shield them from the church. Sure. Establish a connection. Make it easy for yourself. So when you go back to do work there, there's the burden here that strengthens them for you. So the work can advance faster. That's right. So the point about it is this. Your own brother next to you, give them the help. Give them the help. We have a church here where everybody can get help. Is that understood? And we are preparing for that. I warn you now. Those of you who do not prepare. You see, let me tell you something. Watch me. Watch me. I am telling him to preach, but I don't preach. Doesn't make sense. You see, if you don't live what you preach, you wouldn't have a sense of authority to present it to someone. You have to live it. Make yourself a faithful minister by following what God expects you to teach others. Is that understood? And so, today, when you want, what? This is the first time. Yeah, I've got a list saying, so communism doesn't offer any kind of hope for anybody. Don't be fooled. If himself they tell you, like all in the days of Lenin and Trotsky, they tell you, oh, workers are liberated from the wealthy people robbing you. And then they themselves send the army to kill you in the country and take all your food. No hope from them. What do you say? Our hope is built in nothing less but Jesus Christ and righteousness. Jesus' blood and righteousness. We dare not trust her, but wholly lean on Jesus' name. On Christ the solid rock I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. All other ground is sinking sand. Remember this. Let us pray. Thank you, loving Father, for the wonderful study you gave us on understanding the future of communism. We know we have no hope there, no success there. We're not going to depend on those delusions, period. We're going to depend on you by your grace. So save us, justify us, make us righteous, and educate us into all these intrigues that we will know where to start. And so, loving Father, we thank you for the revelation that you have given to us and the blessings you have given to us on these Sabbath days. Thanking you very much. Through the truths of Jesus Christ, the plan of salvation. Amen. Amen.